Hello Scorpio, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. How you doing, Scorpio? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. I've got some oracles here that we're going to use for the overall energy for the week ahead, and then we're going to get into it with some tarot. Let's find out what the week ahead feels like, Scorpio. How you doing? Thanks for showing up. And Scorpio, at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about how to find the extended. I'm also going to tell you about private reads if you're interested. All right, we've got it going here. Let's find out what's going on. We've got the wheel. It says, indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. It feels like someone here is unable to make a decision. We've got the wheel here. It looks like a wagon wheel, and I'm sort of seeing it wobbling alongside of, the covered wagons that they used to use back in the day. It feels like there is some indecisiveness. It could be indecisiveness on your part, but it also could be on the part of anybody else in your life, a bank manager, a person, a place, your workplace. It could be anything. Let's find out what else is going on here. All right. Just gonna say it's a bit of a hot mess. Indecisiveness all abound. Okay, let's do this. What is this? The flag. It says, do not be tempted to lower your standards. All right, one more. Tell me about Scorpio. Okay, we've got a couple. It says, needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted. I kind of like that card. We've got wind chimes, peace and harmony. So there is going to be something that is going to be said in your favor here. A wish is going to be granted, and it's going to bring peace to you. It feels like there has been something here that's been on wobbly legs, it feels like a wobbly wheel. Maybe maybe some of you need to check your car wheel. Maybe there's something going on with your wheels of your car. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. So you might be tempted to go someplace where it's cheaper to get the work done, but I'm just going to say you get what you pay for, right? Bottom of the deck, we have the casket. It says someone is going out of your life or the end of a situation. We have the dog. It says close up. Pleasure with a close friend. For some of you, there could be a friendship that is coming to an end. The camel here, it says, persevere and you will overcome the problems. It feels like there is something here that you have not been able to let go of. Someone, something, a situation, maybe it's a workplace thing. Persevere and you will overcome the problem. It says stepping into a new experience. So if somebody is leaving a situation, I feel it could be a friendship. I think I saw the turkey under here, and the turkey is all about, it says someone who's behaving stupidly here. So it feels like you're sort of over it. I want to say you're kind of over it or done. Somebody's going to be leaving your life, and I don't think it's their choice. I think it's your choice. Let's take a look at some tarot, find out what else is going on here. Tell me about Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. Oh, that's really interesting. You know what I think we're talking about is we probably are talking about a friendship or a relationship, platonic or romantic. It feels like you've been sort of back and forth or wobbling on whether I should do this or not. And it feels like finally you plant the flag here and you're like, I finally have to make a decision. I can't lower my standards. It feels like you are trying to keep a relationship or a friendship in your life here, Scorpio, and you've been holding on to it, right? The camel holds on to water, and it does say here, persevere. So it's something that you've not been enjoying. You've been persevering something here. And I feel like you've been holding on to it so it won't leave. It could be something to do with a close friend. Let's talk about the wheel. Tell me what's been indecisive. Tell me about this. Tell me about Scorpio. Scorpio, we've got the Five of Pentacles. I feel like you have been on wobbly wheels as to whether you should leave someone, something, or a situation out in the cold. Maybe it's about leaving a job, a workplace, but it does feel like it's talking about possibly friendship here. Tell me about the flag. Don't be tempted to lower your standards. The Seven of Cups is here. There's a lot of confusion. Look, when I say lower your standards, I mean like there is probably somebody who you have left their vibration is what it feels like. Now, the vibration thing, it can be anything. This is what happens when we grow. When you decide that you're going to grow, and people around you, doesn't matter if it's your workplace or a person that you're married to or a person you're in a committed relationship with or just a friendship, when you decide that you need to go to the next vibration and they're not going to follow you, that's why we end up breaking up. That's why we end up no longer speaking to each other as friends, as connections. It feels like with this flag here, it says that the Seven of Cups is confusion, it's illusion. The illusion is, I think, that you thought that you were supposed to keep them in your life forever. But the truth of the matter is that some people were only meant to be here for a season and not for the whole lifetime. Tell me more. It says here, a sincere wish will be granted. So whatever it is that you're really super sincere about, I feel like this wish is going to be granted for you. It's going to bring peace and harmony. Tell me what this is. We've got the Nine of Swords. So something that I feel has been bringing you worry, that you look into the future and say, well, what does my life look like if I don't work here anymore? Or if I decide to quit work altogether and go to school to be a doctor? What does what does it look like from here? So I feel like whatever decision you make is going to finally bring you peace and harmony, but I feel like you worry all the way through. And it feels like you are going to be giving up something here. And it does feel like for some of you that it is a close friend, possibly. I'm going to put down a couple cards and we're going to look at what might come up in the rest of the month of October. Tell me what else is coming up for Scorpio, please. We've got the Hermit energy, so you're thinking about it. Feels like you need time to yourself before you decide to cut the string, cut the thread. It says the needle and thread, right? At some point we can't really make any stitches or sew anything if we don't cut the string, right? So feels like you finally thread the needle. Maybe you finally got the readers. You're finally able to thread the needle here. But it feels like with the Hermit energy here that you are thinking about it for a while. You might even think about it for the rest of the month. For some of you, this could go on in the week ahead, but I feel like for some of you, this is maybe a decision that is so delicate that you may not make this until the end of the month shows up, or maybe the rest of the month shows up. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. I think that you are moving into a new vibration that is far more abundant, but it does require a lot of your attention. The Ace of Pentacles is great and it's abundant, but it's not just pixie dust that is sprinkled on you. It's a lot of hard work, right? You've got to dig the hole. You've got to plant the seed. You've got to do the nurturing. It feels like you're on your way to building something or growing something, maybe the rest of your life or in a new chapter. And I feel like there isn't anybody around you who's willing to help you do the hard work. And I think you know that. Tell me why the Five of Pentacles is here. Because I feel like you have indecisiveness as to what you're going to do, but the Five of Pentacles is your advice, is saying, I think you just need to let it go. Tell me about the Five of Pentacles here. We've got the Lovers. We could be talking about a relationship or a soulmate relationship, excuse me, that you have with somebody here. So it could be a close relationship. Understand that the Lovers can be platonic or romantic. It's not always romantic. I know that it is depicted as romantic, but it also is a choice. So the Lovers is choosing someone, choosing the vibration, choosing to hang out with somebody here. And so I feel like for some of you, this choice is really hard because you might be in the relationship with this person, in a romantic relationship. Maybe this person's been a friend of yours for a very long time, but they're refusing to grow or move. Like they won't change their mind. We've got the Two of Wands here. So you're the one that's going to be stuck with the decision, Scorpio, of making this decision about what to do. The Empress is here. The thing is I feel like you're playing it small. I want to say with the Empress here and the Two of Wands, you've had the power all along to make the decision to go home, Dorothy. That's what I want to say. Whether you're the feminine or the masculine, Dorothy, I feel like the Two of Wands is telling me the decision, you've been sitting on this decision and you have the power to make the decision because you don't really need this relationship. You don't really need this relationship, whether it is romantic or platonic. You don't need this connection anymore. It's come to a place where this person is no longer wanting to grow with you. And so you're playing it small in order to fit into their vibrational world. And I feel like you're in this energy of rambling aimlessly as the Empress, knowing that you've already leveled up, but trying to convince somebody that it's time for them to leave the crossroads, and this person's not willing to do it. I'm just going to say, it feels like you're probably going to be the one who leaves because this other person is just never going to change. It says, do not be tempted to lower your standards. And I feel like this confusion is here, not because you're confused, not because you're delusional. I don't think that's any of that. I feel like you are in this energy of knowing that you have to pull away, but not wanting to pull away. So it does feel like it is a little bit of knowing that, the Seven of Cups is looking straight over at all of this energy here, knowing that if I stay here, I stay in the illusion that I'm not the Empress, that I can't just take care of me, do my own thing, make my own money, have my own stability, carry on, open, create things, open new paths of life for myself. You're playing it small because someone else here is not willing to grow with you. We do have the Five of Wands. So there you go. You're fighting your emotions. You're overwhelmed with emotion because you've been fighting to stay in a vibration where you no longer fit, my friend. You've outgrown the box, Alice, and you won't get out of the box. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. See, there it is. So the thing is this, when I say that I don't think you need this anymore, I feel like you're sort of on the hamster wheel right now. It's a repetitive thing for you. You're staying in this vibration where you no longer fit because you're scared to be alone, or you don't want to have to do it on your own. You want to keep this relationship. You've been married forever. You've been dating forever. Whatever it is, you've been had friendship with this person since they were very, very young, and you were as well. But I feel like this Nine of Pentacles is telling me, look, you can't hide anymore. People see you for what you are. You're confident. You're strong. You're somebody who is who stands in front of a crowd. Like you're a person who, shifts the energy in a room. It feels like with the Ten of Pentacles here that you are somebody who is looking for stability and building yourself, continuing to build on yourself for the rest of your life. Like the Ten of Pentacles is for the long term, right? But I feel like you've been fighting your emotions and not leaving that vibration. So I feel like literally you are keeping yourself in a vibration where you don't fit anymore. Yeah. So lowering your standards is what I would call it. And it sounds harsh, I know. But when you are built for more, when you are already at the top of, your head is like pushed up against the glass ceiling, you know that you've got to bust through. It's just time. But I think you're worried about what happens from here. Tell me about the Nine of Swords. Because I feel like this sincere wish is going to be granted for you, but you've got to cut the thread. You finally have got this thread through the needle, and it's time for you to cut the thread. It's time for you to get some peace and harmony and get out of this Nine of Swords energy here. We've got the Page of Pentacles. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. And we've got the Hanged Man. Yeah. So I feel like as long as you decide to, and I'm not telling you to leave this vibration, by the way. I'm not telling you to leave anybody behind. I'm not telling you that you should be getting someone out of your life, whether they were a friend or whatever your relationship is. Maybe it's a workplace thing. Maybe you're deciding to leave a job. The Queen of Pentacles has popped out with the Page of Pentacles. So it tells me you have a new lucrative opportunity that is on the horizon here. Look, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. And it tells me that you're thinking really hard about what to do next, because you know that your next move is going to be one that is good for you, but not good for anybody else. But it is going to bring you to a place of peace and harmony, my friend. So, let's take a look here. Let's take a look and see what happens if you decide to leave the vibration and do your own thing and be on your own, because I think you can do it on your own. What happens from here? This Ace of Pentacles and this Hermit energy. What happens when you come out of the Hermit energy and decide, that's it? I am going to take this Ace of Pentacles, I'm going to plant it, and it's going to be for me and not for anybody else. We've got the Knight of Wands. People are going to see you as unstable. People are going to see you as somebody who is just making a decision, taking a chance, someone who didn't think it over. People around the outside are going to look at you as someone who is making a quick decision, something you didn't think through. We've got the Page of Cups. And we've got the Death card in the reverse. So I feel that you have been avoiding the transformation, or you've been avoiding the end of something here by playing it small. I think that people are going to look at you, Scorpio, as somebody who makes really quick decisions in unstable energy, just in order to be able to have some sort of good news or something new. They see you as a person, and I don't know why they would, because Scorpio is not like this at all. Like, maybe you have fire in the rising, but even if you do, Scorpio is a pretty heavy energy that will usually tame any of the other energies that are in the rising or the moon. But I would say that people are seeing you as someone who's making a quick decision, like a child's mind. Boom, I'm just going to do it because I want to. And I don't think that that's how it is. I think that you're going to have to decide that you don't care what people think about you, because the Empress would not. I'm going to look at taking 3 cards out of the deck. We're going to put them on here. We're going to look at this for the extension. We're gonna dive into this, and we're gonna pull it apart with tarot as well. We haven't even talked about who might be leaving your life or why. We'll talk about this more. Something you can't let go of. We'll find out exactly what we're talking about and what this relationship is and why you can't let it go. And if you want to be in the extended, please look at the top of the comments. There's a pinned comment right under the video, and it has a link there if you want to go to the membership, where you get 4 extendeds per month, or more if you're looking for more signs other than your own Scorpio. And if you want to purchase this outright, you can do that by clicking on the link that's in the pinned comment. Also, if you're interested in private readings, I do have a sale on my readings that are live right now. And so if you want that, we can do that. You just have to look at my schedule and book accordingly. You will get a discount for booking in advance. I'm also doing pre-recorded readings. And if you're interested in that, then go take a look at my pricing through Hypsee. All right, let's put down some cards. Let's go into the extended and see what we're talking about. Got the 7 of Wands. This is a really hard decision for you, but I think it's finally time for you to stand up for yourself and do something. Oh, God. Oh, boy. Look at that. For you to stand up for yourself, as I say that, the World card comes out. It feels like there is a chapter here that's ending. Something is shifting here for you, and I feel like you've been avoiding the shift for a really long time, but I don't think that you're going to be able to avoid it anymore, because this energy here, the one that you've been worrying about, is because you've been in the Hanged Man energy. You've got your perspective. You know what you're going to have to sacrifice. You know that there is things that are going to have to change, but you're here in the pause. It might be because of money. Maybe you don't have enough money to move. Maybe you don't have enough money to do whatever it is you want to do. Maybe you feel like you'll be unstable or floating out there in space if you don't have something to anchor yourself to. But it feels like you... This 7 of Wands energy with the World here is telling me you've got to stand up for yourself. And we've got this full moon here. Look, there's a full moon on the 6th. It is a full moon in Aries. Something is coming to an end for you here. There is a chapter that I feel is coming to an end. Oh, funny, we have a super moon coming up, right? And this moon is very close behind her here. Super moons are closer to the Earth than all the other moons. One more. And we have Temperance card. This is the thing that I feel is going to finally bring you to this place of peace and harmony. I think that's what Temperance is all about. It's the moment of alchemy where you finally close the door and stand up for yourself. And I think that other people are going to name you as someone who is unstable, making quick decisions, taking risks, risky business. You're acting like a child. And I think that you need to stop listening to them, because you've been playing it small for way too long. We're going to go into the extended. If you'd like to be there, you know how to get there. Ace of Cups is here. There's something really great around the corner, but it is something that's hiding from you, 7 of Swords. It's something that is under the surface because you're overthinking it here. If you want to come to the extended, that's where we'll be. But if this is where we part, that's cool, because I will be back. I'm always back. And I'm going to go for now. You guys take care of yourselves. Thanks, Scorpio. Bye-bye.